or while he was alive and his wife was like a credible like partner that everyone also liked, I think it would be more what is it called, like probably well received, that the wife is furthering like his story, versus it's almost like after Mufasa dies, Scar's like, I'll tell the story. Everyone's like, motherfucker, I didn't even trust you in the first place.
Scar. So, December of 2 years ago, a major figure and veteran leader of the dance community, his name was tWitch, he had passed away. He offed himself, and we were going to cover it. I remember distinctly, we were sitting here talking about it.
Yeah.
And we decided not to. And I remember we were all here, and I was talking to him about it, and I was telling him some theories that were circling around some of the... There were some, like, inner people in the dance community that were, like, kind of...
Like speculating?
Speculating on these, like, little rumor things, and I was telling him about it. And we felt like it was too sensitive to talk about, and I told him, like, we'll just cover it when that stuff surfaces. And it eventually will.
Wow.
And it just did.
Oh, wow. Shit.
You mean like when it becomes public? Because you already knew the inside.
So backstory for everyone that doesn't know, tWitch is a dancer, and he
was made popular also on like the Ellen DeGeneres show as like the DJ on there.
Cool.
He was on the first season, So You Think You Dance with Ryan. He comes from our dance community on like groups like Chill Factor and like in the Boogie Zone era.
So would you
Very
guys consider him
prominent
like a friend? Like you
guy.
knew
Yeah.
him?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
okay.
friend. Yeah, we knew him.
We just call it So You Think.
We just call it the show. All right.
And then so he passed away in December.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, of 2023. And then
22.
2022.
Sorry, yeah,
And he did it. He did it to himself.
He did to himself. Okay. And there were some people who were saying stuff that his wife at the time, that certain things that she was saying about it didn't seem to add up. That something just felt kind of...
Like the story that she was explaining?
Like
And then-
she did something?
Not that she did something,
Okay.
but like that just some things were weird.
Okay, weird.
And then now she'd always received a lot of backlash from like friends and family of tWitch. And now it's like kind of bubbled up into this big thing because she's now promoting a new book she's come out with that's exposing new information about tWitch and about like apparently about a drug addiction that she never knew about that he may have had. And
the other thing, the SA thing.
Oh, the key essay?
explain that one.
Like apparently
the book?
when he was a kid, he like experienced.
Oh, is that the one she read in his journal?
I think so.
Yeah. So like she starts, I guess she found like one of his, like a journal of his, and she's like telling, like People magazine, like what's in it and stuff.
Oh, because he wrote a big essay?
Yeah.
I got it. I'm helping you.
Yeah. So so everyone's really upset with her. Like, why? How is this respectful to him that you're just like selling all this information out?
Yeah, you're like monetizing off of him.
And their children that they have together, and like
But isn't it her story too? Like in a way, like isn't it her? Doesn't she have the ability to like tell a story that happened to her as well?
That is what she's saying. She's
I
saying
feel
that
that way.
she's saying that the reason she's telling the story is to help other people that may be going through the same thing.
that's potentially very fair, to be honest.
Yeah, but then what was the? Okay, is she mourning a loss? Like what's going on here? Was there a fight? Like were they still together? Like what kind of terms did
So
they
she
end up
maintains that at the time of him doing this, that they did not have a fight. She just maintains she doesn't know what happened. She doesn't know why he did it.
Is it one of those things where like the community knows that she's a straight bitch, but then she's coming out in this way, so the community's not really receiving what she's putting out?
I think it's that.
It's that, and it's also mixed with like slightly conflicting ideologies of like of experiences. So, for example, like, well, this is one of the biggest things, and again, I wasn't there, but this is what is being put out. It's like when, for example, the funeral even happened, she made even his mom and all attendees sign an NDA, so that nobody could say or disclose anything related to his death at that time. So, I think there's also
Just so she can monetize off of everything.
the irony of being like, okay, we're gonna sign this NDA so that nobody can like talk, like, you know, be better and in his interest to like not share anything, blah blah blah, and then a couple years later you're on the cover of People magazine and coming out with a book of like this sudden journal of all this stuff, and you're disclosing.
It's just too convenient of connecting the dots type of thing.
And there's potentially like it feels like you can come up from it.
Yeah.
And she's apparently with a new guy too, so it's like everything just feels like not so
icky.
in honor.
One of Twitch's closest friends, her name's Comfort, and she's a huge figure in the dance world as well. She was also on the same season as him on So You Think.
Thank you.
The show.
I mean, we don't say the whole thing.
She's one of the people that did a public post about it, speaking out, and she says here, for too long I've stayed silent, quietly supporting the family even as I watched all this unfold. Signing NDAs under the guise of protecting his name only enabled you to twist the narrative. But now enough is enough. Since Steven's passing, his real name's Steven, your actions have been nothing short of questionable. Within 48 hours, you changed your last name from Boss back to Holker on Instagram, hired a defense attorney, and altered your story about Steven's whereabouts.
Yeah, I'm out.
What is the purpose of all this? What good does it do to disrespect Steven's family, especially his mother?
Why a defense attorney though? Does that mean she's like it's a part of his death somehow?
I don't know. I've heard the conversations firsthand, the disrespect, the dismissal, the unbelievable behavior toward the woman who gave him life. How could someone who claims to love him treat his family this way?
And Comfort is a super well-known and respected like dancer and like choreographer in the game. They were really, really close.
They were really, really tight, yeah.
And then there's also people who are talking about how, like, their anniversary right before him off himself was like there was a huge fight there. People who claim that they were like
with him
years.
and his wife or ex-wife or whatever.
Yeah, so imagine so Comfort and Twitch are really close, right? And Comfort says here, when Steven passed, I heard the devastating news from everyone but you. I messaged, I called, and was left on red to this day. You didn't even tell me about the funeral. I had to assert myself to ensure I was there because the family and our closest friends wanted me by their side. Steven and I shared a bond that was genuine, honest, and unshakable. Since his death, I've watched his children be isolated from an entire side of the family. My heart aches for them because they deserve love, unity, and the full picture of who their father was. So it looks like from the side of like, because people in his family are also speaking out of the same thing, that it looks like she put a dividing line between his family and the kids. Looks like it.
All right, I give up. She's a bitch. I tried, man.
Apparently it was her gun too that he used.
What? Oh, well, that makes the defense attorney thing yucky as hell.
That's fucking crazy.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's a crazy move. Like, once the father of your children commits suicide, you just don't talk.
So are they assuming
You change your name immediately?
Bro, that's on
Within
Instagram.
48 hours.
That's wild.
Why?
is homicide on the table? Is that why she has a defense attorney?
I don't know if that's
I don't
on
think
the table.
homicide is
She was covering her
no.
bases.
I don't think that's on the table, but I think more of what it sounds like is that she just knows more than she's saying. She knows.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I didn't know she was this attractive. I kind of believe her in a little bit.
She's right. I think she's gonna let her be.
Let me see it. Maybe I'll buy her book.
yeah,
Maybe I'll buy
We got a
her
copy.
book, maybe.
Show Bart.
From the cult
That might be
to
kind of a book
the
now.
so much dance drama.
Yeah, it's tough because everything is like perspective, point of view, and like personal experience. But if there is something that like gave it like an ickiness,
I'll buy her book. Yeah, I think she's right.
Yeah, she could sell Bart real estate.
if there's something that's icky about it or weird right away, is the feeling. It's like when it happened, the whole dance world was like, what? Because this dude was genuinely like, no bullshit. He was genuinely like a real beacon of light and inspiration for everybody. He was always good to people. He was always cool. He was always dope at what he did and really professional. He always gave love. He would randomly text us out of the blue and just always like shout me out or give Kendra's props and stuff too, just out of nowhere. Even though he was like, of the dance world, he was like the highest echelon of like success coming from.
So there's no signs of like any mental instability or anything.
None.
Wow.
Like, do you agree? I've guys in the squad too that were really close with him. That like from day one they were already like, this is not right. There's something really weird, and people were just devastated.
And they're ruling out homicide as one of the options?
Because yes, because I think it really was like he did it to himself, but like
was he driven to it? Was he like?
Was there a toxic relationship?
Yeah, was there some kind of a blackmail? Was there some kind of like what was happening in?
Did he have a manifesto that came out or no?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No note or anything?
No, but there's suddenly journal entries of like really, really dark and weird situations.
That only she would have like fucking custody.
Toxicology report it showed that he had no drugs in his system.
There was apparently an autopsy done, and apparently he had no alcohol or drugs in his system. But she's saying that he had a drug addiction.
So then, if you have like no drugs or alcohol in your system, and you're feeling like that, then it has to be like an emotional or mental like situation that you're having.
It could have been like they got in a fight and she says it.
But if she maintains they didn't get in a like she was asked like, did you have a fight recently, and she said no, that's a flag for me, because if you ask any couple if you had a fight recently, why would anyone say no? Every couple had a fight recently.
Yeah.
Like, as a normal thing, right? It's not. Yeah, I would be like, yeah. If you ask me right now, I'd be like, yeah. Like, I guess, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This bitch was on her phone while we were watching Love Is Blind. I was like,
I lost my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems normal. Like, why would you be like, no? And then, and to say like, I have no idea why this could happen. Like, that's so extreme. You have no idea. You don't even have like a clue.
But defense attorney and NDAs at a funeral, including for the mom.
that's the craziest part, actually.
I've never heard that
The
before.
rest of this is kind of plausible. Like, you don't really ever know somebody sometimes, like the darkness within or whatever. But yeah, NDAs at the funeral is wild.
NDA at a funeral.
And changing your name 2 days later is insane.
And getting a defense attorney.
Coming out with the book is also crazy too.
Yeah.
2 years removed.
I remember who is it? Somebody had told me like, it was right after it happened, and she had like did a video. Like, oh, she finally did a video like addressing it, and she's like saying thank you everybody for like the well wishes and stuff. And someone's like, you don't think it's weird that she's doing the IG angle?
Yeah.
Like she was doing it like this.
Just promoting it.
It's like a selfie at a funeral.
Yeah, and
It's
like
weird.
she was like
Yeah,
full
it's
beat, full makeup, and then was doing it this way.
Everything since then always felt weird.
Yeah.
It's just ironic. I think this is just the thing that pushed it over the edge, because I remember seeing the clip, and then I sent it to you right away too.
Yeah.
The second like the People magazine thing came out, this other dude reposted it, put the Liar rap track all over it, and then
Right.
posted this whole thing. He's like, yo, we sat idly by, but like this is too far, blah blah blah. And he did this whole thing, and it's like all the whispers that you heard everywhere suddenly like was written out in caps locks and stuff.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, all these really, really credible people in the game just started posting the same thing.
Can you tell us
Yeah.
what those whispers are? Cause like
It's
I don't
this
know
stuff.
what it is.
It's all this stuff.
It's the stuff I'm telling you now.
It's the
Oh.
like, yo, you made us sign NDAs. It's the like, you know, you changed your name, blah blah blah.
Oh.
It's all stuff that you would in the scene talk about.
I
And be like,
see.
that's weird. But nobody would outright
Gotcha.
call her out.
It's
on it.
basically people were circulating theories about like some form of an isolation that was being manipulated in order to like drive either some kind of weird narrative or like kind of push Twitch's family to the side.
And then that was rumors, but then this is now it's like, oh, that actually happened.
Yeah.
Then it's like, really? They made them sign NDAs? It can't be, and it comes out that it's fucking true,
Yeah.
right? I see.
And we're
That's
merely
crazy.
regurgitating like a bunch of things that's being like circulated in our scene.
Oh,
right
I
now.
wish you guys were the type to make up rumors. I like them. They're way more interesting people.
I'm not part of that. Like I'm not even like a degree. I'm not in there.
There's a different dance world.
Yeah, but then people had like told me that like right after it happened.
Yeah, he told me a while back, and I remember being like, "Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, let's not talk about it."
Yeah, I just was like, dude, that's too soon to like talk about theories like that. But people were like, nah, bro, like think about it. And I was like, come on, man.
Is it because there were people that were close that were like, something's off?
They're already suspecting
Honestly,
it.
I honestly thought it was just people that didn't like her. I was like, oh, you just don't like her.
Yeah.
You just don't like that he got with her. Like, whatever. You just.
Oh, because they're jealous because she hot.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
She was always nice to me, but that's like
People-
what you
yeah.
get in the industry, right?
she
Like
was always nice
people,
to me too.
people are one way, and then who knows how they are in their really, really private, closed door stuff, aka with your own spouse. You know, like it could be different. And again, I'm not saying I believe any one thing. All I'm saying is like everyone in my feed is putting this thing on blast now, and it's like pretty crazy because not everybody's wrong about something. You know, like it's a lot.
but I do know certain people that he did come to for advice, and what he did say about his marriage doesn't sound as like perfect as like,
She's painting it.
yeah.
Which that's what their brand and their image actually even was through social media. They were like this perfect dance couple that would be like doing these TikTok dance challenges together, and everything was good, and their children and blah blah. Like they painted their brand a certain way
When the
too.
cameras turn off, they fight.
Yeah, but then like I didn't expect it. I expected it to be like, yeah, that's gonna be hard if you have to maintain like a, you know.
I've seen that a couple times in my life.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Street?
What do you mean?
No, you haven't.
Couple of times, I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, it's probably going to snowball even further from here. Right now, like a lot of really credible people are speaking out about it, which is pretty crazy. Like people that literally are have been very close to Twitch his whole life.
Is she making any responses yet?
She did. She
Some kind of like weak ones though. Like it's really
Damn, we know where he's at on this.
because she's not directly answering anything that with detail. She's just saying like, again, like I wrote this book to try to help people, to try to like get them through. So
Yeah, make it free then. Don't try to sell 1 million of them.
How does it help people?
that's a good response.
Make it $5 or something.
Like she was trying to help people that have family members that committed off themselves times.
I don't know, man.
I
Maybe
just
Bart
hope-
should read the book and be like, yeah, man, that shit fucking helped me.
Good God. I just hope it's whatever the kids end up going through, they're all right, because like it's the children that are always innocent.
Well, this book will help the kids a lot.
Yeah, they'll probably read it.
Yeah, because then they'll
Also-
go, oh, that's cool. Like everyone knows that my dad got SA'd when he was a kid. That'll help a lot.
It just feels like if Twitch was this like literally like you said, anyone who's known him has always known him to be a beacon of light and to be like such a positive person, and he maintained that throughout his life, but he really had something dark inside. I feel like he wouldn't have wanted everyone to find out about it after his death. Like,
Or while he was alive and his wife was like a credible like partner that everyone also liked, I think it would be more what is it called? Like probably well received that the wife is furthering like his story versus it's almost like after Mufasa dies, Scar's like, I'll tell the story. Everyone's like, motherfucker, we didn't even trust you in the first place. You're like, what the fuck?
it's kind of like, you know, like
this
when
is her story.
Yeah, they're like, well,
his
it's
story.
my story, it's Scar's story. And they're like, bitch, we never trusted you in the first place. We want to hear from you.
you know, like
That is weird. Why doesn't she honor him?
I don't know.
That's the weirdest part.
Like when Bruce Lee died, you know how the Lee name is so protected? Even though he may have done some stuff that was like, oh, like did he cheat on his wife? Did he do like?
Did he get his ass beat by a stunt guy?
They try to kill those they try to kill all those rumors every
think he
time.
did.
Yeah.
Every time. Even if it's true, they're just like, no.
Yeah, his wife wasn't like the proponent of the rumor.
Yeah, they want to protect the legacy.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
She's not doing the expose on herself.
Yeah, exactly. Usually that's what you think is gonna happen,
Yeah.
and instead she's like doing the opposite and selling it. It's crazy.
Bad business move, because she's just looking at like top line gross sales right now, but real legacy is real profit.
That's true.
Okay, slogan guy.
Damn.
That's deep. Yeah, not bad.
Because even OJ, he waited a while to release his book. You know what I mean? Like,
He's his own Scar.
He's the original Scar. He waited a long time. It was a
But he's the
long
one that
fight.
did the killing though.
And he was like, what? You guys never heard of satire before?
like,
It would be like if Ron Goldman's dad released a book. My son was whack anyway.
yeah. The real Ron Goldman.
You didn't know the real
The real Goldman.
the real story.
He's like, yeah, he was essayed as a kid and like all this stuff.
Totally stabbable guy.
Yeah.
Had it coming really.
Yeah, it's like, why would you do the opposite? Yeah, I don't get it, but
But again, we're just regurgitating and hearing these things. We're not coming up with any thoughts just in case the defense attorney comes.
I have no original material. I am just like, if you guys want to go to the source, it's Comfort. Fidoki has all the facts. So does Courtney Platt. So does David Moore.
They have all
These
the
are-
alleged facts.
They're the ones that are the closest to Twitch that also were there with, and Courtney too. Courtney was like really, she was, I think, friends with Allison and Twitch when they first got together. Like she's been there since the start. And her post is the one that started Comfort's post. Yeah. Like Comfort saw Courtney's and was like, oh, I'm going off. And then it just went, ba 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 ba. Yeah. Even the girl that, the Dancing with the Devil documentary, the TikTok thing.
Oh yeah.
So one of the girls who helped blow that up, that like did, she was like one of the people that had made an Instagram account that was covering that.
Because that was the one with the two sisters, right?
Yeah. So that girl started covering this too. So who knows how big this could get.
Interesting.